Uh, Thank you, everyone, for joining us for our final session of our first virtual benefits fair. For those of you who have joined us all throughout the day, my sincerest thanks to you. I am Kimberly Williams. I am the Assistant Town Manager for the Town of Bridgewater, and assisting me with co-hosting duties today is Jessica Rojas, who is our HR Generalist. As you heard as you came in, this session is being recorded for you to look at later and for employees who are unable to join us today. Each of our presenters are going to make a brief presentation to explain their service offerings, and following their presentation, we will open the session up for general questions. So let's get started. With me today, representing one of our newer vendors, EYEMED, is Noah Shoemaker. I hope I got that right.
You did.
And Jasmine Leal. So I'll let you jump right in, Noah. So the session is yours.
All right. Thank you, Kimberly. I really appreciate that. So yeah, first off, I'd like to introduce myself, Noah Shoemaker. As Kimberly had mentioned, I am your group's account manager. Definitely excited to be working with you all. I know we're kind of in a unique situation, everything on around the country, but I just hope everyone is staying safe and healthy. And it's kind of, I guess it's kind of cool to get to reach out to all of the employees at Town of Bridgewater, because typically I only work with Jessica and Kimberly. So I'm excited to speak to you all about your vision insurance through EYEMED. So I guess let's go ahead and just get started with this. So our focus today, we're kind of just gonna talk about some different things in regard to your vision's benefits. I am gonna speak briefly about EYEMED, and we'll kind of work our way to different areas of the show presentation. So let's just get started with that. First, I'd like to just, slightly mention everyone within our team. We have different departments within EYEMED. This isn't going to be something that is going to be informative to all, but this is something that Kimberly and Jessica will be kind of working with in regards to the different departments. We have, of course, I'm the account manager, and Jasmine Leal is also your account manager. She is actually going to be starting here in about a month or so. So she's not going to be presenting, but she is listening in on this call. So you'll get to see her nice picture in the top left as well moving forward. Our email address is there, and then we just have different departments, different team members. So I just wanted to talk about that briefly. So, first off, I want to thank all of you for your business, because EYEMED has been growing over the years. So this page is more to give you an understanding of how we're growing, and we can contribute that to groups like yours. So if you look, you can see in 2016, we had 47 million members, and we have actually grown that up to 58 million members at the beginning of 2020, which is awesome. Why this is really important is, well, one, we are the fastest growing vision insurance provider in the country. And more importantly, I note this because as our members grow, our provider networks also grow, which means for you specifically as group members, you're going to have access to more in-network providers in your area. We'll talk about this a little bit later, but I just wanted to briefly touch on this. So we'll go ahead and go to the next slide for you. So I guess first off, let's start off with talking about your specific benefits at Town of Bridgewater. As you can see, you get a comprehensive eye exam that's going to be every 12 months, and this is covered with a $10 copay. That means typically an eye exam costs about $160 So you're only going to have to pay $10 out of pocket for that. So we highly push that our members get that eye exam every year. It's in your benefits to get it every year. I know a lot of eye doctors are going to tell you, look, you don't need an eye exam every year. You can do it every 2 years. Well, for you, you have that eye exam every year, and it only costs you $10. So I highly recommend you go out there and you get your eye exam every single year. On top of that, you have a $150 frame allowance. This is for every 24 months. So that will refresh every 24 months. Important to note that because your contact lens allowance is $150. However, that's going to be every year instead of every other year. And we'll dive into that a little bit deeper here. I want to give you an overview of all of your benefits as a whole. There's some you do not see on this screen. I had pulled some numbers in regards to your groupization. So your group started with us 1st of 2018. So the information I'm going to be speaking about is in regards to your previous plan year. Your group was actually utilizing your eye exam at a 27% rate, which is actually good. That's a little bit higher than our book of business. And as I had mentioned, you're typically spending about $160 on that eye exam, and you only have to pay $10 out of pocket. So continue to get your eyes checked. That's awesome. I also wanted to briefly touch on your materials utilization. So your group is on average is spending roughly $199 on frames. And as you can see, your allowance is $150. So that you're spending, $40 to $50 out of pocket. But it's awesome to see that you're utilizing that allowance to its fullest. I like to touch on that a bit. And then if you kind of look down, you can see that you also have a contact lens allowance of $150. And as mentioned, that's going to be used every 12 months instead of every 24 months that you'll see with the frame benefit. And just a little clarification, I get this question a lot. So I wanted to, if you go to the bottom here in the frequency, the eye exams every 12 months, frames are every 24 months, and then the lens or contact lens is every 12 months. So that means you either use the benefit or the contact lens benefit every 12 months. So if you use one, then you will not be able to use the other one until that year has refreshed. So that's just something I like to get straight and forward before we move on. So go ahead and jump to the next slide. And I just briefly wanted to make you aware of all the different savings you can utilize with EYEMED. So let's say you go in and you get your frames and you get your contacts or your lens in that first year. We are going to offer you additional savings. So one of the big pushers is the 40% off on additional pair of glasses. So once you've already used that benefit, you can get 40% off on that additional pair. And we also are going to give you 15% off on LASIK. We don't technically cover LASIK surgery. However, we are be able to give you a discount on that LASIK surgery if that is something that interests you. And additionally, we offer 40% off on hearing exams, which a lot of people don't typically know that is in relation to your vision, but we do offer 40% off hearing exams. So I like to talk about that. And, in this time, since we're all quarantined at our houses, I like to bring up the fact that currently contactsdirect.com is offering $20 off any of your purchases. So if you're interested in shopping around online and you're comfortable with picking out a pair of glasses online or something of that nature, you can go to contactsdirect.com and you'll get that additional $20. Once they've confirmed that you are within the group of Town of Bridgewater, then you'll be able to access that $20 off. So I like to bring that up as well. So kind of moving on, I did want to kind of give you a bigger understanding of all your providers. So some of the bigger ones like Target Optical and Lens Crafter and Pearl Vision, those are all in network. And then to the right, you can kind of see all of your online options. So you have Lens Crafter, Target Optical, Ray-Ban, Glasses.com, and as I mentioned prior, ContactsDirect.com. These are just some of the top spots you can shop at online, and also some of the retail provider options. So let's go ahead and move on. And wanted to briefly talk about just kind of the percentage of people and how they're happy with the network. So you're currently on the Insight network, which is our fastest growing network. And as you can see, 99.1% of members within your group utilize your in-network provider, which is awesome. We try things as easy as possible, and so that you have a lot of options at your disposal. And clearly your group understands this, utilizing it. Over 99% are using in-network providers, which is great. So let's kind of dive into the next slide. As I mentioned, your group is on the Insight network, and I like to talk about the Insight network and compare it to EYEMED as a whole, because the Insight network is the fastest growing network within EYEMED, just like EYEMED is the fastest growing vision insurance provider. So you guys are on the right network right now. As you can see, in 2015, there are about 74,000 providers, and that number has jumped to over 105,000 as of 2019. I actually think it's up above 106,000 as of 2020, but as you can see, your network continues to grow. So that's something I like to bring up a lot. It's awesome to talk about that. So let's go ahead and jump to the next slide here. And this is just additional brands within the EYEMED family. I like this slide because some members do not realize all of the different options at their disposal. So from Oakley to Prada to Persol, not to forget Chanel, Michael Kors, Burberry, and Gucci, just to name a few, we have all the options, whether you're looking for everyday value or high-end designers. EYEMED has you covered. So this is just something I like to put up there just for your eyes to see all the different brands we offer within EYEMED. So this slide is more for Jessica and Kimberly, as they work with you and then they reach out to me in regards to any questions or concerns you have. We provide top of the line customer satisfaction. If there ever is an issue, I work closely with my team to resolve that issue. Needless to say, if you ever have any questions, we are happy to answer them for you. We're proud of our quick turnaround time, so just know we are there for you in case you ever run into an issue or have any questions for us. We're always there for you. So, briefly, I wanted to talk about some new innovations at EYEMED. Specifically, I wanted to talk about this middle area, the virtual doctors and telemedicines. Now, I will mention that this currently is not in place. However, with the state of our country, I thought it was important to bring this up, that very, very soon in the near future, getting an eye appointment virtually is going to be happening. Basically, they've been testing this out with medical over the past couple of years. I guess I have some notes here that I guess over 10 million people had virtual medical appointments last year, and I guess it was a huge success for them. So, like example, having a cold or a rash, you're actually able to reach out to a doctor online, and they can actually prescribe you with something. So I mentioned that EYEMED is working on this with its providers. So potentially in the near future, you can get an eye exam online which I think would jump up your number of your utilization of eye exams, considering you get it every year. Might as well use it. So I just briefly like to bring up that slide. That's something we're still working on, and I will definitely keep everyone updated with that. So let's go ahead and move forward. We recently, actually last year, we released EYEMED. So this is for Kimberly and Jessica. It's basically a new platform that, you can enroll in term members. This is something they will be using. Why it's important is if for some reason someone was supposed to be enrolled and, for some reason they're at the eye doctor and they realize they're not enrolled, this is something we can easily and quickly enroll them in, if there ever is an issue. So this isn't something that you as the group will be using. This is something for Kimberly and Jessica, but I just like to bring this up. What you will be using is the member website. And I'm sure some of you are familiar with this. So I'm not sure how many of you are actually signed up, but this is a huge asset to all of you. You get to view your benefits and eligibility, check on any current client, and also access special offers. As I mentioned this, we're actually updating this site. So in the near future, we're going to streamline the look and feel, and additionally provide a more in-depth look at your savings summary. As you can see, there's some different options here. And then for our Spanish-speaking clients, they're actually going to be, you're going to be able to between English and Spanish for them. So it's going to be awesome. Just to give you a better scope of that member tool, your savings summary is going to be super transparent. We're trying to make things as simple and easy to understand as possible. So you can kind of see in the bottom right corner, we're going to give you ideas on what your actual out-of-pocket expense is going to be. Sometimes it can get a little confusing when you're looking at your benefit summary and you're trying to figure out, well, what is this going to cover? What is that going to cover? Jumping on the member web, it gives you a great idea of what you're going to be paying out of pocket for, the glasses you want and the lenses as well. So I advise you, if you're not currently on the member web, get logged in there. Obviously, you currently have to be enrolled with your group to enroll in there. If you're not enrolled yet and you're going to be enrolling for 7/1/2020, wait until you're enrolled and then get your web. And I've also included on the next slide actually steps on getting set up on the member login. It's pretty straightforward. Basically, you're EYEMED.com and you'll be able to log in from there. It's a great asset, and we also include additional savings on there. So it's certainly a place that you want to be logged into. You'll be able to figure out your ID number and all sorts of different things. So I highly advise you to log in there. You just go to EYEMED.com and then click on the member login, and then you can create an account from there. It's a great asset for you as members to have. So in addition, you can also get member text alerts. I include this slide just so you're aware that you have wellness information, you have special off benefit reminders and quick tips and guides. So it's pretty straightforward. All you'll do is you'll call that number at the bottom right of the screen and just make sure you have your member ID handy. This is something that you'll get from the member site. That member will be there for you, and then you just get and I mean, who doesn't want special offers when you're going to be spending money anyways? You might as well save by utilizing some of those special offers. And I do like to mention this protecting your data slide. So EYEMED was actually the first vision insurance provider to be HITRUST certified. This happened in October of 2019. So what that means is all of your information is safe with us. I know that EYEMED was the first vision insurance provider to get this HITRUST certification. I'm not sure if any other providers have gotten that certification yet, but basically means all of your information is safe with us. We truly value your, your security. So we just want you to know that all your information is safe with us. So I do like to mention this. So, at the end of the day, we really appreciate your business, and we truly enjoy what we do. And myself and Jasmine are your group's dedicated account managers. We will be working closely with Kimberly and Jessica. So if there are ever any questions that you have for us, please do not hesitate to reach out. We're here for you, and I am certainly happy to answer any questions that anyone has right now. I guess, and that's basically the end of the slide.
Great, thank you so much, Noah. If anyone has any questions, feel free to use the chat feature, or you can use the green check mark, yes, to ask your questions. So as I'm going through, while I'm waiting for questions to come in, Noah, I'd like to ask, if we sign up for the benefits during this open enrollment period, will I get an ID card in the mail?
That's a great question. So IDs will be sent in the mail to any brand new subscribers to EYEMED. So if you had coverage with us at a prior date, you will not get an ID card in the mail. However, I can always work with Kimberly and Jessica. If there's someone that urgently needs that ID card, we can get that for them. However, it's important to know that only employees will get that ID card in the mail. So your dependents, they're not going to get ID cards in the mail. It'll only be the employee, and they have to be new to EYEMED. And also, additionally, I want to mention that you do not need an ID card for an eye doctor visit. The only thing you need to provide is your date of birth and your name. So the ID card, I know it's good of mine, but you do not need it for the eye doctor visit.
Great. We do have one question coming in, and I'm going to unmute your mic, Ruthie Card. You can ask your question. Ruthie? Let me just see. I have a question coming in. Do you need the ID card to buy a pair of glasses?
No, you do not. You do not need that ID card to buy a pair of glasses. So what if you're going to utilize the online benefits, you just need your ID number, and that is something you can pull off the member web. And yeah, you do not need the ID card to buy glasses.
I have a question. Are frames and glasses the same thing?
That's a great question. And the answer is no. So your frames do not include the lenses for the glasses. So when we say glasses, we think of frame and lenses. However, frame is only going to be the frame, and then glasses will be the frame and lens. I hope that answers the question.
Thank you.
Yep.
No, we had a couple of other questions come through our chat. If this is from, I believe, one of our retirees, are these benefits, could they be in addition to Medicare?
So yes, they can be used in addition to Medicare. So if you do have an eye exam or something through Medicare, you could utilize these as separate benefits. So basically you could use whatever your benefits are within Medicare, and then you could use these separately.
Another question we have coming in the chat is, what is the discount on lenses?
So if I pull up whoops. All right, so if you can kind of look at the different lens options. So I know it's kind of difficult to see. So we typically differentiate lens into different tiers. So basically, it's going to be depending on if you're looking at plastic lens or just like tier 1 lens options. You have different. So let's say you're looking at just your standard plastic lens. You're going to have a $95 copay, and then everything out after that is covered. Whereas if you do get like the different lens options, like the UV treatment, so each of these would be, you would have to pay $15 and no more if like you did the UV treatment. Let's say you did the standard plastic scratch coating, that would be no more than $15. So those are kind of the different benefits for your lens options.
Fantastic. Are there any additional questions? Having seen none, thank you so much, Noah, for the information that you've provided us today. I do have a couple of housekeeping things that I'd like to share with our employees. So I'm going to share my screen now.
Okay.
So hopefully you can see. We have presented a lot of information today, and if you have continuing questions, we'd like to invite you to please contact us through our HR email at hr@bridgewaterma.org. You can also give us a call at our office line, which is 508-697-0791. We are checking our messages, or you can call us at our temporary cell phone, which is 774-380-0073. We've also put up some information should you have questions. Hopefully will be helpful in guiding you where you need to go. If you have specific plan questions, you want to talk with our vendors like Noah and the other vendors that we've presented today. But if you have specific questions about filing your open enrollment paperwork, you want to contact us in the Human Resource Office. We want to remind everyone that today begins our open enrollment period, and it goes through May 15th. This is the only time of year that you can make changes to your coverage without a qualifying experience. And we want you to be reminded that no forms will be accepted after May 15th. So please do keep that information in mind as we are going through this next month. I am again so thankful to you, Noah, for joining us today. Also Jasmine, who is listening in from EYEMED. And thank you so much to all of the employees and retirees and your families who've joined us for our virtual benefit fair. We really appreciate it. This presentation will be on our new HR webpage, so stay tuned for that. And again, if you have any questions, please feel free to reach out to myself or Jessica. We are looking forward to speaking with you and answering any questions you may have. And with that, I will conclude our virtual benefits fair. Thank you, everyone.
Thanks, everybody. Take care.
Thank you.